Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to have a look at a summary for the April 28th developer livestream. This time I decided to do things a bit differently, as you can tell from what you see here on the screen. But yeah, basically I received the information on what was said during the livestream by Reve, so thank you Reve for providing information. Then I took that and I fed it into ChatGPT to get sort of a breakdown on the whole thing. So hopefully it's detailed enough, I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure it out as we go through it. And yeah, I will definitely cover it again as soon as we have the official translations from them. I don't know how much time that will take. Usually it's probably around 1 week. I don't know. Probably next week we're going to have the official translations and I will cover it again with the video. I will obviously focus on all the things that changed compared to this video. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all of that again, just covering what changed compared to what we have now and stuff like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The first part is just the opening where they go over the purpose of the live stream. So reviewing the content that they released on April 23rd. So the Pioneer stuff related to hard mode, the change to the like team requirements for adventure and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to read through that, and they're going to respond to the community suggestions, and then give us a sort of a preview on what's coming in May. And yeah, that's the idea. So let's move on with the first part, that is the update retrospective on April 23rd. And yeah, they just said that a lot of new people started even post-collab, which is interesting. And they also looked at some metrics to see how the changes to the requirements in teams for adventure actually changed the overall progression of people. And I saw that the speed increased by 11%. I was actually expecting it to be a lot higher than that, to be honest. But okay, I guess. And then players surpassing floor 100 is increased by 5%. Fine. I don't know if this really had an impact, especially on this, because, I mean, to surpass floor 100, you were already above floor 70, so the changes don't really impact you that much. But okay, this one is interesting. To be honest, I think this should be higher, but maybe a lot of people quit already, like the people that started for collab already quit. So this number is lower than I would have expected, but yeah, definitely it's a lot quicker now to progress in the early stages. Then we have the core feature, the Pioneer Remnants, that was introduced, and that is tied to hard mode. You can earn it immediately from the first floor, and then you can exchange it for 200 tickets at first, and then from floor 51 you can add an additional 100 tickets. So it's a total of 300 plus 100 coming from the card collection game or feature or mode, whatever that is, I don't know. So it's a nice addition, and I think we're going to cover that in a second. But yeah, definitely I like this Pioneer Remnant thing. There's a lot of stuff in the shop, and I'm wondering if the amount they're giving at higher floors is enough to empty the shop, but I don't think it's really that needed. Like, personally, I'm not going to buy the tickets, and I will barely get like the orange mats and the purple mats, and that's more or less it. Oh, probably also the golden ignition weapon upgrade mats, and that's it. Because there is really no need for me to empty the shop. There would be very little reason. I think it's designed quite well. So if you are at a stage of the game where you need certain things, you can get them. Later on, you will not need some other things. You will need something different, and that's overall really good. So I really like this shop, how they designed it, and the fact that it refreshes every 2 weeks is a lot of additional stuff for everyone. So I really, really like it. Then we have the new banner that was introduced, the secret recruitment system. And okay, their comment is that it's meant to allow people to get to multi-decks more easily. And I think it will definitely help achieving that. And they initially mentioned that they were going to give us at least 200 tickets. They increased it to 400, which is really good. Like 400 tickets every 2 weeks is insane, guys. Really good. I'm not sure we can get the last 100 all the time because it's connected to that card game or card mode, whatever that is. And I'm not so sure it's easy to get. It will be probably luck reliant, so I'm not so sure you can do it. But Definitely 300 already is a great number. You can get a lot of copies of the units you need. So to me, this is a huge win. And then they also shared information on the new units that are going to be featured on the next rotation of the Secret Recruitment banner. So May 7, we're going to have Mazino, which I think is going to be the blue one because they didn't say Data Urek. So it should be blue Urek, white, Evankel, Kun Mashini. This is the adult version because we just got the data version in this current one, and Karaka. Now here, out of these units, white is probably the most likely one to pick for new players because you have the special guide system, and if you can get this guy to 3 red, then it will help you go through the missions and probably you won't have to stop at step 8 or 7, whatever that was. And of the other ones, Kun Mashini is a decent option, but she would at least need orange 4 to have a decent amount of damage. So not really easy to get. Karaka could be interesting as well for the orange 4 grouping, but is not necessary. So I think out of the 5, white would probably be the preferred choice, I believe. But more on that maybe once we have the actual banner out, we'll see. And then they mentioned there is going to be a regular rotation of character pools, A, B, C, D. Now, this means we're only going to get 20 characters in this banner rotation thing. So I'm not sure the recent ones will be included, like Hugo, Yasracha. I don't even know if units up to Calavan will be included. Maybe yes. But yeah, definitely this restricts this a lot. I don't think I like this. Unless they didn't mean it like that, but they said, I don't know, after A, B, C, D, they're going to start with a new A, but A is going to have different units. I don't know. The way they mentioned it, it seems like the banner A that we just went through is going to be repeated after banner D. I hope they're going to include every single unit, but it doesn't seem like it. They're probably going to extend it with more letters in the future, but we don't know. So for now, this is all we can tell, and let's move on to the next part. So we have more information on growth system and guidance. So for this one, they are telling you guys not to hoard materials and to try and use them to progress more, which I guess initially is a good advice. But in general, what I would do for resources is always stack them up until you are stuck and you cannot proceed anymore in a given content. So if you cannot proceed anymore in adventure, you've tried everything, and with your current roster of units, you cannot see any way to progress more than what you currently have, then yeah, go ahead and open some boxes to get to the next threshold. Like if you're talking about resources for the link levels, open enough boxes to get to like 20 more levels in each link, and then you try again and you push even further. That's more or less how I would use it. Don't just open them whenever you obtain them. It makes no sense. The later you open them, the more rewards they're going to give you, because obviously you're going to stack more loot AFK by pushing adventure. So it's definitely better to open them as late as you can. So only use them if you're really stuck. That's my general advice for this. And then they also mentioned Pioneer. This is not residues. What was that? Remnants, whatever. Enables the acquisition of Shinsu Link upgrades. I don't know why the translation is always a bit off. Character Revolution, which is good. Enhancement Fluids. Okay, extracts, fine. And third word as, okay, Tree Essence Facility and Research Lab Materials. All of this is really good stuff. I would say Revolution is really important to get. I probably give precedence to the link materials, then Revolution, and the announcement experts. To be honest, I would just skip them. You don't need them at all. Even if you're a new player, you will get so many of them, it doesn't really matter. So those are a skip. Definitely not worth the materials. Tree Essence could be somewhat useful, but if you manage your resources correctly, I don't think you will really need them. So yeah, and Research Lab, not really too useful. I mean, you can get them, but it's not really going to help you out too much. So yeah, definitely the first two are the most important ones. The rest is just whatever. They also didn't mention the ignition weapon mods, but also those are quite important. And what they want to emphasize with this system is that you should climb, earn rewards, invest them, and then climb even more. Kind of obvious, I guess. So yeah, let's move forward. They planned also to change the buff system for adventure. So instead of having 3 buffs every week, we're going to have a daily buff every single day. So this kind of pushes you to try and push every single day and play the game a bit longer, which is a good thing, I guess. And also, if you miss some days, it's not that big of a deal because at the end of the week you will have the like more than 3 attempts. So it's quite good. I think this is a really nice change. And if you buy the premium pass, that is the like ads pass, it's going to give you 21 uh, buffs, so 3 a day. Overall, really good. I don't know why it says 21 daily buffs. It's probably ChatGPT tripping, but it was 21 weekly buffs. So let me just change that. So it's 3 a day. Overall, really good as well. But I will say the buffs are not as good as they used to be because a long time ago, when attack scalers were the only units that you used to push adventure, attack buffs were really meaningful. But if you are using HP damage dealers, like the family heads or Eden, the buff is really not that relevant. Also, survivability wise, having more HP or defense will hardly matter. You will just get one shotted anyway. So it's okay, it's nice, it's super helpful maybe in the early stages, but the value of this will fall off eventually. Also, a good thing is that you don't have to fail battles anymore to be able to trigger this buff. You can just immediately use it, so that's really good. And then we have the race shop revamp. It's going to start on May 7, really good. And we have better rewards for top players. So obviously, you get more race coins or whatever they're called, the higher you can rank in the races. So if you are a spender, obviously you will get a lot of them. If you're free to play, you will barely get any. So this is a change more targeted at the whales, and I definitely like this change. I finally managed to clear up all the purple fragments or purple revolution orbs from my race shop. So I definitely welcome a revamp of the whole shop. I hope they're also going to decrease the price of the skin, the title, and the backgrounds because they really suck. I mean, they are too high in price, and I would like to buy them for the archive, but they're so expensive it doesn't make any sense. So we'll see. I look forward to them actually decreasing the price and maybe making it symbolical, like at least a couple of them for one race point or something. But we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. And this is intended to address player requests for more relevant endgame incentives. We'll see. We'll see how they manage that. It could be a good thing, it could be just irrelevant. We'll see. Then we have news on new game modes and content. There is one that was really interesting. So they are going to introduce a raid system. This is going to be pretty cool if they can actually manage to make some interesting mechanics and make your teams a bit more varied. We'll see. But it's going to be a competitive boss battle. You're going to do it solo, so it's not alliance content. It's just based on your account. And you will be required to deploy multi-decks. I think they mentioned 5, but there is no mention of that in this recap. The first boss is going to be the one we saw during the live stream, the Jigena, I don't know how to pronounce that, fine. That is going to have different weather conditions, and it is going to adapt on those conditions. So they're going to do different skills, different types of damage, it seems as well. So we'll see. And this requires strategic deck building and offer ranking competition. So there's going to be a ranking race, as usual. And I'm really curious about this strategic deck building. I really hope that's going to be the case and not just people copy and pasting the same comp. We'll see. Hopefully, they're also going to prevent you from copying comps from other people because that kind of also takes away the fun out of it. So, if you cannot see what other people are running, I think at the end is more fun. But I mean, people would still share information via Discord or somewhere else. So at the end, I think it doesn't really change much. Then we have max board game roguelike mode. So I'm pretty curious about this roguelike. But yeah, it seems like there is a board like the dice game. So it's a Monopoly board or something like that. And then you kind of upgrade your links and you get some more benefits. And then you have a boss fight that you have to fight with the amount of buffs and growth that you could get out of this mode. It's interesting. I didn't really get a lot of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Could be a fun mode if they are going to prevent you from using certain units unless you unlock them, or if you will be forced to fight a boss with lower links than usual because you were unlucky rolling the dice. Could be interesting, but we will have to see which kind of rewards they're going to give us, which kind of incentives we have to play it, if it's fun or not. I have no idea, but it's definitely additional content, so it cannot be that bad, I guess. Then we have information on the new system. It should be the Soul Room. Probably they already changed the name. I don't know. And this is going to be sort of the replacement to increasing links. And this is a late game announcement that will use the existing materials. Plus, they also mentioned some more that will make available through the Pioneer shop, so tied to hard mode progression. And these should use your coins, your Link XP, your Shinsu to increase something that is going to be role-based from what I could tell, but it's not written in here. I remember them saying that they're going to improve them. Like, this system is going to give buffs based on roles. So Assassin will get some buffs, supports will get some different buffs, etc., etc. And we'll see what that's going to bring to the table. I'm definitely looking forward to it. When there is a new system, there's always a huge change and shift to the meta. We'll see what's going to happen. I hope that more attack scaling units will become relevant. They already kind of did with the release of Towa, Shia, and also the already existing Albelda. So hopefully we are going to shift away from the max HP based meta, or attack scalers will have the possibility of just pushing higher deficits. We'll see. Because we're going to be stuck at 1500 links, but the enemies are not stuck to it. So if they don't do something about our growth in other ways, then definitely we are screwed. So we'll see. And what else they say? Oh, it also unlocks tactical formations similar to Underground Lab. So we're not going to be restricted to 3 units in the front, 2 in the back. There are going to be different layouts we can pick from. And in theory, we can use them in every mode, but it didn't say it. It's not written here in the recap. I'm not so sure. But if in Adventure you will have the possibility of unlocking new formations, that could be really interesting. And as they said, you can work around team building and also have some more meta diversity, because some units will excel more in certain condition and deployments. Others will, I don't know. Like, this could change a lot of things, because positioning this game is really crucial. So I'm definitely looking forward to this kind of implementation. We'll see. Then they also touched upon the ignition weapon reroll system, but then they said that they're just evaluating it, so it's not clear if it's ever gonna come. But basically, they define 2 types of tickets or tokens to reroll stats on the ignition weapon. They said reroll ticket A for how many hits the upgrade, like how many upgrades on a specific stat you got. Let's say your piece had 3 upgrades on magic pierce, 1 on crit damage, and 1 on effect hit. You can use reroll A to change that. So maybe you reroll it and will go 4 upgrades on crit damage, 1 on effect hit, and 0 on magic pierce. Maybe you use it again, it will go 5 upgrades on magic pierce. So that's what the reroll A is used for, to change which stats got the upgrade. Then we have reroll B, that is going to change the low and high rolls of a stat, because as you know, if you get magic pierce, you could roll 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, or 4.5. And if you're unlucky, you hit maybe 5 upgrades on magic pierce, but they're all 1.5, then that's gonna suck. and you can use the reroll B to change that. So maybe 3 of them will be 4.5, 2 of them will be 2.5, etc., etc. So you can use reroll B to change your low and high rolls. This is a really interesting system if they plan to introduce it. Obviously, we will have to see how easy those tickets are to get. But yeah, definitely it would be amazing. I'm not so sure we're going to get it in the short term, but they just said they're thinking about it and they share this kind of approach with us, and I think it's a really good one. We'll see. Then we have some Alliance content updates, and they're going to work on some cosmetics for the emblems via Alliance points. Okay, kind of useless. Points earned through co-op content like Alliance Tower and Fleet Battles to unlock these cosmetics. I don't really care. So this just seems to be cosmetic changes. So I guess we can skip over. Now we have a really important part here. We have the sort of preview of following units that are going to be introduced. We have Augustus. Okay, now obviously the name was wrong. Augustus, okay, is unfortunately, for some weird reason, yellow. So he's the next SSR Plus unit that's going to come in on May 7. And he's a yellow SSR Plus mage. Now, I don't like it at all. Like, it makes no sense to me. This is the 10th, and I mean 10, like, yellow already has 10 SSR Plus with this release. 10. Purple has 5. 5. Like, what? Why? Augustus would have made a lot of sense as purple as well. Why yellow? Why? It's really, I don't get it. A lot of times when they decide the colors and roles of units, I have no words. I don't really know why you would even think of doing something like this. I mean, not gonna complain, but yellow is so much better than any other color at this point. It makes no sense. And also, this guy has a very similar kit to Irang, probably even better. So he has a massive grouping, and his special move seems to actually deal damage. He will have a yellow element resistance debuff, as we can see here. He's going to have an ultimate that will scale up in damage based on your basic attacks, if I remember correctly. And he has a passive that will allow him to reposition himself in case someone jumps on him. So he's going to have a shit ton of damage, and he's going to have a crazy grouping. Like, the groupings seem to be the same as Irang, but maybe less stupid, because at times when Irang pulls units together, they just go all over the map. I'm expecting the same thing to happen for Augustus, but we never know. And the grouping should be tied to an active skill and not a special move, which has its pros and cons, I guess. The duration seemed long enough, so even if it's not an active skill, it should still be fine. And you can always use a unit like Tawa for swiftness so that it can spam the active skill a bit more, or Albelda to straight up basically reset the cooldown on that. So there are ways around it, definitely a good thing. And the special move, if it actually deals a lot of damage, the AoE seemed nice. So if it actually deals a lot of damage, this could just be a better Irang. We'll see. There is a lot of potential to this unit, so it's definitely going to be good at this point, but we'll see. Then we have Icarus. They decided to release Rachel as SSR Purple support. Purple is fine, SSR is definitely fine. I just don't know, because every purple SSR has been pretty busted lately. So I don't know. I just hope she's not going to be good. And from what they shared with us so far, and they mentioned like defensive buff like 3 times, I think she's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with in adventure, but for our own teams, she's going to be pretty weak, because defense increase, it is fine in some scenarios, but most of the times it's kind of worthless. Healing, most of the time is kind of worthless. They mentioned some sort of revive or heal after a certain threshold for the special move, so maybe that's going to be good enough. But this focus on buffing defense and healing, I think it's going to be really hard to deal with again in like as an enemy in adventure. We'll see. I hope she's going to be bad for both us and the enemies, but you never know. So we'll see. Then we have information on beta. We can kind of guess it's going to be an SSR unit. It shouldn't come on May 21 because they mentioned 2 units. Like the 2 units that are going to come on May 21 are related to the Urek spin-off. So beta, I don't think has any place there. So probably not. It's probably going to be in June at this point. But they mentioned it's going to be a shield breaker and a frontline unit with revival mechanics, and that is going to use summons and godlike animation. I have no idea what they mean by that, but okay. So yeah, shield breaker, definitely good. If they make him green, I'm going to be pissed a little bit, to be honest, because we already have 2 Zahard to shield break, we already have Chomray to shield break. We definitely need a shield breaker in some other element other than green. So hopefully it's going to be, I don't know, yellow, purple, blue, maybe. Yeah, why not? I don't know, but please not green. That's all I'm asking. So yeah, that's it for beta. We don't really have a lot of other information. And then we have Sharon, commander of Calavan's army corp. So really interesting. I kind of forget who she was, which means she's likely going to be busted, because whenever there is a unit that is kind of irrelevant, then that unit is going to be pretty good. They also mentioned that this unit is going to have something to do with a spin-off, I think. So there are chances that this unit is going to be released on May 21. And if that's the case, well, we already know she's going to be an SSR Plus, but if that's the case, that could be a pretty interesting unit. Usually when they introduce an irrelevant character, and I say irrelevant because she didn't really have a lot of screen time, chances are that unit is going to be broken for some reason. So I have a feeling that this unit is going to be busted, and also the information that they shared here, talking about her kit, there's going to be sort of a Guardian Sword mechanic. She's going to link to an ally, boost her survivability and damage. This smells already like Albelda, but then they said her kit is similar to Princess of Zahard, Anak, which means this unit could have crazy energy delivery or increase for your team, crazy survivability, and if she has better survivability for like on herself, like if she's going to be durable by design, not like Anak, then she could just straight up be a irregular level unit, super busted. We'll see. Like if she provides what Anak does, but she also doesn't need other units to survive, then that's massive. But we don't know. We'll see. Definitely a unit to look forward to. And yeah, that's all we can say. Those are the 4 units that they mentioned. We definitely know that Augustus and Icarus are coming on May 7, but for the other 2, we have no information. Then they also mentioned some collaboration and lore updates. So the spin-off I just mentioned on Urek Mazino, with, by the way, if you haven't read, definitely do, because it's really cool. So far we have 6 chapters that are already translated. Really, really good. And they're probably going to release some more units tied to this. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I fear, and I think a lot of people already mentioned that, there is going to be probably an SSR plus Urek Magino coming from the spin-off. I don't like that. I want the next one to be an EX unit. We cannot get another SSR plus. It would already be the 3rd one, and so far all Urek Maginos have always been like useless for us and OP for the enemy team. So I don't want to have a 3rd one. Please make him an EX unit so that he's going to be busted for us and the enemies cannot use him. That's all I'm asking for. We'll see. And then we also saw the Lopo Beatrom Ray costume. I don't like it. To be honest, to me, it's too lazy of a design. Seems like a Yakuza boss. I don't even know if maybe. I mean, you can have a look at that in the live stream. I should have maybe copied it and pasted it here, but I didn't. So yeah, it's going to be sort of white with a dragon, sort of a mask with teeth. Looks like a Yakuza boss, to be honest. I don't really like it. The design of the code is basically the same has his own, is just recolored with a dragon design. I don't like it. I think it's lazy. They didn't even ask us what we wanted. And yeah, I don't know. It's fine, it's a new one, but I don't know. I think they could have done way better than this. Whatever, let's move forward with other points. So, community feedback responses. They're going to do improvements to auto progress. They're going to have better toggle control, speed adjustment, and also you can enable skin on and off directly from the auto progress. Nice updates, not really too necessary, but it's nice, I guess. The most important thing that is not here in this recap is that it's not going to stop when you level up. That is important because it's so annoying, especially in the early stages. When you leave it in autoplay, you come back after like 3 hours and you're stuck after probably 2 stages because you just leveled up. That was super annoying. Glad they removed it. So that's the most important change, probably. Then they also mentioned the stage jump system that was changed a little bit. So we noticed it's being reduced only up to floor 15. I guess floor 15 was the last one you could use. And they are going to try and adapt it from what they said, but we have no real information. So yeah, we'll see if they're going to increase the floor you can get up to with this stage jump system, but I'm not so sure at this point. Then people also asked for more sources of black market tickets. They said no new sources. The ones we're getting are all, and they're just going to focus more on the secret recruitment, which I think is good and is also seen as better long-term value. I definitely think the addition of this banner is pretty massive. I really like it. So yeah, nothing we can say here. Asking for more black market tickets, probably at a certain point would be a bit greedy, even though they're releasing 2 SSR Plus every month and EX units are not exactly cheap. So more sources would be good, but I also guess it's okay as it is. It's kind of fine. Then the level cap and power inflation question, they are just confirmed that for now there are no plans to go above 1500, and the progression adjustment will follow top user behavior. I don't know what that means. So we'll see. Probably after some people will start hitting the 1500, they will see what's the current status and what they can do to change it. I don't know. It's still quite a long way from reaching this cap, I think. Probably nobody is still at 1400, I think. We'll see. Then we have the melting system expansion. They're going to also support melting other items other than the ones that are currently supporting. We'll see, hopefully, because I cannot get enough points by just melting what they let us melt at the moment. So it could be a good thing. But again, this melting forge system is not really too important for new players. It's just, if you're an old player, you will have a lot of enhancement extracts, a lot of gifts you don't need anymore. So you can just break them. That's it. Confirmation checks to avoid accidental melting. That's good as well, because some people in the past just broke down all the common enhancement extracts for the exotic equipment, so that's good. Faction emblems and alliance features. Not planned for alliances, but maybe may appear in other content like Hall of Families. I don't know what they mean by this, but it's okay. Then we have some closing notes. Developers emphasize monthly updates, steady growth steady growth content, and consistent feedback collection. So these monthly updates means the developer notes updates every month, not that they're going to move from 2-week update to 1-month update, obviously. So yeah, overall, really good dev live stream, I would say. And also they promise to deliver original webtoon storyline and beloved character, hopefully, but we'll see. Hopefully not non-existent Shia. Thank you, guys. And yeah, overall, again, a really good update from my point of view, really good developer live stream. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this. I wanted to touch upon one thing quickly. Actually, let me see. Maybe I can also share it in a second. I have to look for it. So this one was just the developer thing. Okay, this one. Growth premium product. The one that is going to replace the 2000 Suspendium daily and the 3 loot compound 24 hours that we had in the past. They're going to be compressed into one, as they mentioned, and it's not going to be for 21 days anymore, it's going to be 28. So we're going to get the 2000 Suspendium 24-hour boxes 3 times and 3000 Shinsu. So exactly the same amount we were getting for 2 passes in the past. Now we're getting for just 1 for 7 more days. And the price of this one is even lower than just the 2001 in the past. So this is definitely a major pack that every every low spender should get, I think. So the first one is the Tower of God Premium. So the let's say AD pass, and then you have this one as the close second. Both of them will be like 21 bucks if you keep on buying them at the discounted price every 28 days. That's insane for the amount of value you get. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention that. Let me see if there was also some other things here. Celebrating the release of the spin-off. Okay, fine. And what was this about? Okay, yeah, we're going to get some more stuff in the next days. Fine. And this one. Okay, yeah, starting tomorrow, we're going to get the agency, double rewards again, and the double loot as well. So really good things. I'm really happy with the amount of resources they're giving us. And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.